loading a horse on the float for the first time. So if you've watched the previous videos, you will have seen that we have done all our foundation work to prepare Cruz to go on the float for the first time. Now, Cruz is 2.5 years old. She has never been on the float. But, you know, I'm not really predicting we have a great deal of trouble with it. She may be hesitant. She may run backwards. There's a few things like that that can happen. But because we've done all that groundwork and because she is soft, she's supple, she listens, she doesn't get too stressed when things go wrong, what we've done is we've helped to guarantee our success. We've set all the foundations in place that mean that when we add the big scary hole, which is the float, hopefully the mare will do as we ask and she'll load. Now, if you look at the float, when we get there, you'll see that I have taken away the bum bars. It's not my intention in this video to get to that point with her. You might be able to see the float's actually on a bit of a hill. So there's a couple of reasons for not worrying about the bum bars, but one of the major reasons for me to actually take them away today is it's a safety issue because this mare has never seen the float. They're, you know, steel objects sticking out, and neither she nor I need to run into those. So I've just taken them away. So I'm basically standing in position to start loading her. And how we're going to load her is using the lunging techniques. So, you know, go back and look at the lunging work that we did, and you'll see that we have already, the mare is quite comfortable. She is quite happy to come and have a look at the float. That's what I want, okay? Like I said, she's never been in it before. There's no rush. It's not a speed event, okay? She can take all the time in the world to have a look. And while she's engaged with the float, I'm more than happy with that. So then what I might do is I might ask her to take a step. You can see all her 4 feet are fairly well bunched together. She's pretty keen to have a look, but she's not very keen to go on. So we'll just see where she's at. We'll just ask her to step up. And it's one step at a time. Now, in the preparation work, we did the lunging on a tarp, which assisted her to get used to standing and travelling over different things. So, you know, the tailgate on this float, it's an older float. It's not a flash float. The tailgate on this float, you know, it makes noise and it moves. So, you know, she has to be ready for all of that. So I'm fairly happy. She's just having a look. I'll ask her to step forward again. Now, you can see I am not getting in the float with her, okay? I'm not interested in being in there with her right now. If she gets off, she's going to rush backwards, and I will just pull her up as she goes past. So I'll ask her again. Up you go, mate. Up you go. Now, if she goes back, that's okay. It's not a panic. Look, it's okay. So we've seen where she's at, okay? We've seen what's going on with her. We've seen, you know, we've got an idea of how confident she is about it. So I'm going to ask her to go on. So I'm using the basic techniques that you would use to lunge your horse. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Okay, I'm not doing anything else than asking her to go forward. Now, always safety, safety, safety. Okay, safety first. So, you know, I know this mare. I know that I know she's a little reactive, but also know that she and I have done so much work together that she's not here to do anything bad to me. So I'm going to stand back a little bit because in the unlikely event that she went to kick, you know, I wasn't in a great place. Now, really, for a little mare that's never been in a float, that's pretty good. You can't ask for much more than that. So now we'll ask her to back, and we'll just see how she goes. If she turns around in there, I'm not very phased. Back. There we go. Good girl. She's actually squared up. Okay. Now, here's the thing. This mare, okay, because there's so much foundation on this mare, okay, now, backing down this ramp is not the easiest thing I could ever ask her to do. So what I may even do in this case, I may drop the rope. She's not really showing me any signs she's going to go anywhere. And because I am doing this on my own, okay, I can walk up in here, taking my time as always. And you can see, still carrying my stick, thinking about safety, and I can get the halter and ask her to back, 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 back. she doesn't want to take that step down that ramp, and that's okay. I don't really blame her. Back. Now, here's the other reason why I'd remove the dividers. It means that I can step out here. Okay? So all I'm going to do now is just turn her around and break the fact that we've been focused on the float. Okay? She did nothing wrong. You can see she's a little stressed out. She's a little worried about it. She's a bit like, that was different and I don't know what's going on. Not sure if you can hear the kookaburras in the background, but they think it was a pretty good show. They were pretty happy with it. So now we'll ask her to go back on again. Now again, this is just about building her confidence. Okay? You can see the little mare already has, from all that work we did previously, she already has the understanding of standing when she's asked to stand, now and then going when she's asked to go. But you know what? She gets a little out of position. That's okay. Now I'm going to put the stick on her shoulder and straighten her shoulder up. There we go. Now, that's all I want. That's a slight improvement. That's all we need. She really thinks I should have a treat for her. So I'm just tapping. She's sniffing. As soon as she tries, I take the pressure away. Okay, as soon as she stepped forward, I took the stick away. As soon as she steps forward, take the stick away. Again and again and again. This is how you get this to happen. Now, because she went so well before, I might see if I can go with her a little more this time. Now, she's wanting to come to me. Okay, so this is where all your foundation work becomes so important. If I have missed any steps in my program, and if she doesn't respect my personal space or she doesn't give to pressure or anything like that, this is where this stuff can get dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to go with her this time because I'm happy with her. Up you go. And I want to put her in position. Now you can already see, if I was here and I was taking this mare away, I could quite easily push that tailgate across and drop my rope, and I'll do it again because we want to challenge her. Now I've got the rope sitting there on the divider that if she runs off, it will gradually unfurl and I can pick her up as she goes past. So keeping my hand on her so she knows where I am. If I had to go and do the divider up now, I could do that quite easily. I could reach across her, okay, and I could get that. Or if you're a little concerned, or if your horse is a little elevated, like this mare's pretty relaxed, so I could even let her go. The worst thing that is going to happen is she's going to rush off the float. I already know I can put her on if she comes off, but I can ask her to stay there. Step up. Okay? So if my thing was, my bum bar was here, I could put my bum bar around, walk back around, always maintaining awareness of what she's doing. I'll ask her to step back up because she's just stepping back a little bit. She's got a head bent, so we can straighten that. So you can see all of this is driven from behind. Step forward. Okay? Loading a horse on the float is not about pulling and dragging and trying to get your horse on that way. It's about driving from behind. And if you can do that, you'll never have a problem loading them on the float. So I'm happy with that. She's standing there. Let's back her back. 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 You know, she rushed off a little bit at the end, but the tailgate is on a bit of an angle. You know, it's a little awkward. Do you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. So, you know, all you would do with this mare is build on that from there. Keep loading her, get her more confident, get her to the point where she is super, super confident going on the float before you even try to take her anywhere. Remembering prior preparation. So our prior preparation in this case is getting her super comfortable with the float so that when we start it up and drive off, there's not an issue and she's quite happy to go.